guys, and welcome to Shelly Speaks. I'm Jaychele, your host, and I'm super excited to be speaking with Bear and Black of Terminus. Super excited for this event. You guys are getting so much buzz and so much publicity. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling real good. I'm excited about Terminus. I'm excited about a lot of things that are coming up with myself and Terminus for the next year, and I'm feeling good. And that intro was kind of hot. I was not expecting that intro.
I made it myself. I'm super proud of that. That's like my one accomplishment this month is I made that intro.
Okay.
How was your Thanksgiving? What did you eat? Did you eat some good food? Spend some time with family?
My Thanksgiving was probably the worst Thanksgiving I've ever. I'm only saying that simply because this is the first Thanksgiving I really took a big giant step back from eating a lot of food.
Okay. Yeah.
And it killed me inside because that homemade mac and cheese, ooh, that cranberry sauce, them collard greens. Yeah. I just had to sit back and look at it. You know, this is the first year I had to sit back and look at it. I only had 2 plates. And you know how we get down. 2 plates ain't enough for Thanksgiving. Yeah. And I had to leave the festivities, man. And I cried in the car, to be honest with you. I really did. Because I wanted to just gorge out. But, you know, I have to keep myself in tip-top shape because I'm a pro wrestler.
Yeah. An amazing pro wrestler at that. One of the things that I'm thankful for is the impact that you guys are currently having on wrestling. One of my priorities in wrestling is to always feature and highlight Black wrestlers and Black entertainers as well. So I'm especially excited to see that this event is headed up by Black folks. Are you guys being intentional with making sure that your roster or your card is diverse? Because that's just what's happening, it seems like. So was it an intentional decision or was it just like happening as you guys were bringing people in?
It was really just happening. It just really happened. I mean, we wanted to seek out the best talent in professional wrestling. And it really was no indication on what their ethnic background was. Are they a great talent? Are they good at what they do? And can we bring them to Terminus? Are they available for us to bring to Terminus? That's basically what you've seen so far out of talent announcements. It is very diverse, but decisions was really made on people's wrestling ability and, you know, do they fit Terminus? That's really what the only deciding factor that it was, honestly.
Right. Well, either way, that means so much to me. I've been a youth organizer for like 4 years or so, and we've seen like a couple promotions struggle with diversifying their roster, diversifying their shows. But another place that is cultivating Black talent is Atlanta, where you guys are holding the event, which is about to be my new home, which I'm very excited for. So was it were you guys how hard were you thinking about choosing the location? Was it just this is where we are, so this is where we're going to do it, or was it an intentional decision because it's like a new hotbed for wrestling even?
I'm glad you said that question because Atlanta used to be, and this is just a little bit before your time and a little bit before my time as well. Atlanta used to be a very big hotbed for professional wrestling back in the territory days, way before our time and the NWA days, and even with the WCW in that battleground. It was a real big hotbed. So, and that's one of the main things I've noticed is that there's a lot of wrestling fans here in Metro Atlanta. Me and John, we are from Atlanta. This is our home. And we see that the market for professional wrestling was a little bit lacking because all the fans here really didn't know much about independent wrestling. They only know about the wrestling that they've seen on national television. And they don't know the wrestling that goes on outside of that. You never be surprised how many times I got in an Uber or been to a store and people recognize me or ask me what I do, and then I tell them about these other shows that I do outside of AEW, and they're like, "Well, I don't even know this is even going on," and they live here. So it's like, it's like we want to bring all these fans out and make them understand that there's more wrestling here, and it's just getting the word out. And that's why Atlanta was chosen, because we wanted something for our home to thrive, something that really speaks for Atlanta.
Yeah, I love Atlanta. I've been like 4 or so times in the past year, so I keep going back. But everything that you guys have done seems so incredibly calculated. So just out of my own curiosity, can you walk me through like your thought process for marketing the show? You guys have some amazing graphics and you guys are gaining a lot of steam. So I just want to know how you guys got there.
We knew that putting on this show, we would get somewhat of a good attention because of who we are and our reputation and our resume.
Right.
But we knew advertising wise was going to be a major thing. So I sought out the best graphics maker I think there is that I know, and he hooked us up, and the graphics looked wonderful. I also went out and seeked one of the best video makers, and I don't know if you've seen the debut teaser trailer for Terminus, and he put that together, and I had the idea and the concept of it, and he just took it right out my brain and put it to video, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And when we went to put that out, I was like, well, we're going to put it out. Let's just see what happens. We just didn't know what was going to happen, So we put it out, and bam, over 200,000 views. I was like, okay, I think we got something here. I think something is going to work. Because we was very nervous.
I'm super, super excited. And also you mentioned that you were the one to kind of come up with the video idea. So are you guys working on separate things individually and then coming together to review, or are you all like working on everything together?
We're working on everything together.
Okay.
Absolutely everything together. You know what I mean? He have his idea, he'll bring it to me, you see what I think about it, and collectively we decide yeah or no. There's never like one thing like this is what I want to do and that's what I'm going to do. It's like, hey, this is the idea, yay or nay, collective. I thought about the video idea, I brought it to him. He was like, hell yeah, let's do that. So that came out to play. So decision is done collectively. It's never one or the other. It's a full blown team decision. A lot of people don't know me and John knew each other for a very long time. We came up together, training together here in Atlanta at the old WWE facility. So we've been around each other. We're like best friends. So we know each other like the back of our hands, man. So it's not like getting into the business with somebody that you not really know. This is somebody that I do and trust for a long time. And he trusts me as well. And plus, it's great that we both in the same profession and we both trying to get to the same goals in professional wrestling. So it makes things very easy. So it's all a collective decision. So it doesn't really become hard because we both kind of have the same mindset when it comes to professional wrestling.
Right. So both of you guys have amazing platforms. Was this kind of always the plan for you guys, like either while you were in the ring or like outside of the ring once your career is over? Did you want to continue to like promote shows or be producers or something like that backstage? Or was it just like, I want to wrestle and only wrestle? And then this opportunity came along. But I did want to ask you about somebody you guys have already announced. One of my favorite wrestlers, one of almost everybody that I know, loves Daniel Garcia, loves Red Death. What was the thought process? Was he like a no-brainer for you guys? You guys were like, okay, we need him, or was it like, okay, let's watch him a little bit more?
That was kind of an easy one.
Okay, yeah.
As you know, Garcia is at AEW, so I see him virtually almost every week.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I think we need to have him for Terminus. And John agreed. So I was like, hey, Red Death, we have something big coming up. Do you want to do you want to be a part of it? And he was very, very interested. He was very, very, very interested in doing it. That's how that came together. So yeah, that was an easy one. That was easy. He's really good at what he does. He's one of the fastest rising stars right now in wrestling, and rightfully so. So very excited to have him on board for Terminus, definitely.
Yeah, he seemed like a layup to me. When you guys announced him, I was like, yep, it seems like the perfect fit. But I do want to ask, because you obviously see so much talent, whether it's in AEW or in the indies, are there specific qualities that you're looking for when you're looking at wrestlers saying, okay, these are the qualities that we want to see in a grappler we want to present in Terminus?
There's so many talent. And I think once the full roster is revealed, we're nowhere near done yet. You will see that it's a lot of great talent out there, not only on a national TV level, but on the independent level. So there's so many great talent. I really can't pigeonhole, just certain places or certain individuals, because there's just so many great ones. But one thing you would have noticed that the technical technician or pure wrestler, you'll see is heavily featured here, which is something that we both believe in the style of wrestling we believe. But you also see other styles also come into play, as you've seen with Bandito being announced, and you've seen the Moose being announced. So Terminus has this tagline where styles make fights. So that's exactly what you want to get here at Terminus. So it ain't really just like looking at a certain individual saying he matches or he doesn't match. It's just about, hey, if you're really great at your craft and you're hungry, if you're a big up-and-comer that's on the rise as well, we have some of those guys as well on this show, then Terminus is for you. That's what it means for all roads lead here. Whether you're a high flyer, lucha libre, technician, brawler, if you are that guy in your style, then Terminus is probably the place for
you. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Is there a specific experience that you want to give to the people in attendance? Because I know when you go to certain shows, they have like a different vibe, I guess you would say. Is there a certain I guess vibe is the word that I'm going to use, that you want the fans to get when they're at the show?
Yes. Trust me, Terminus is going to deliver probably everything that you expect in a pro wrestling aspect. But some shows have a different vibe. I remember, way back when it came to like independent shows like Dragon Gate USA, they had a certain vibe to them. PWG has a certain vibe to them. So did other shows like Ring of Honor in the early 2000s. There was a lot of shows that had different vibes to them. So GCW has a different vibe to them. You know what I mean? So everybody has a different vibe. And that's one of the things I'm really discussing with Jonah, how we can capture the Atlanta vibe when people come into Terminus to see it. And we're thinking about multiple things, but I will say this: Terminus will feel like an event.
Okay.
It will feel like an event. It will feel like something special. It will feel like a vibe. It will hopefully feel that Atlanta vibe of why everybody loves this city so much. So, yeah, there will be a vibe. So we got some interesting stuff being cooked up. So just be waiting for that.
Okay, I'm very excited. So I just want to know, has the formation of this event has it taken up a majority of your attention? I can understand that this event seems like a lot, especially for people who are on the outside and they're like, okay, what is happening? What is this? Like, it got announced and everybody was like, what is this? Is this a promotion? Is this an event? Is this taking up like a lot of your brain space, a lot of time right now? Because it seems like it would. It's everything's so mysterious. And I think that's part of what's drawing people to it, is the mystery behind it. But I just want to know, is this like a big undertaking, especially since it's like your guys' first time, I would believe, right?
Well, this is the brainchild of me and John. Me and John, as we was training, coming up here in Atlanta, we used to go on the road and do independent shows all over the place. As we was, paying our dues and coming up in our first few years together, we always said we wanted to run a show. We said we're going to run a show. It's going to be awesome. We're going to do it in Atlanta. So if you ever seen this line in any advertisement, Terminus, a collaboration years in the making, that is absolutely true. That is the truest fact ever, because we've been talking about this forever. The show originally was supposed to happen in 2020, but then we all know what happened. The pandemic happened. Yeah. So we had to push it back. So once the pandemic started to subside a little bit, we started discussing it again. And finally, after damn near over a decade, we finally set it together and put it together earlier this year. And the venue was picked, everything was signed, and it was happening. And we really couldn't believe it. So it's it's something that took a very long time. And does it take up a lot of our time? Not necessarily. Of course, you got to be attentive. It takes up, it's a little bit time consuming, but that's just wrestling, period. If you're in the business of professional wrestling, it's time consuming. But it really doesn't bother me when you're passionate about wrestling.
Right.
We're both passionate wrestlers, so it's really not, we don't see it as time consuming. We see it as like enjoyment, because this is our passion. This is what we do. This is what we live for. So, and plus we've been thinking about this for almost over 10 years. So it's like, once we finally be able to put it together, we finally be able to take them ideas that we jotted down on pieces of paper way back then and finally put them into action. So it wasn't really as like, overwhelming. It was like, hey, this is what we always wanted to do. Now we get to do it, piece by piece, brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really just burn and break people brain cells. It's all about, now you're seeing the passion of what me and him wanted to do for professional wrestling. That's more like most likely what you're seeing now. Not really just like something that's really of a daunting task, even though it's very different and interesting. This will be his first show he has put together. And this will probably be my third. I think it's my third. I ran 2 shows on a very smaller scale in Atlanta. And I learned from those. I learned what to do, what not to do from the promoter aspect. And now we came together to Terminus. And I think we have the perfect storm now to do what we want to do.
That makes so much sense. I've heard you guys kind of say that this has been in the works for a little while. Do you guys have any mentors in this process? Because I would have to imagine that there have to be like some like trial and error, some hurdles you guys are overcoming. Is there somebody to help guide you, or are you guys just figuring it out as you go? You said you've done a couple events in the past. Have those helped you enough to where you guys feel like you're smooth sailing, or is there like a little bit of like a bumpy area where you guys are asking for help and stuff like that?
I know myself, I'm a very observant person. I love taking in knowledge, especially about something I'm very passionate about. So I like to learn everything about whatever I'm really into. You know what I'm saying? So I think John is the same way. I think we just picked up knowledge on how shows are ran, what needs to be done, how to deal with venues, how to deal with sponsors that come to you, all types of things like that. So after collecting all that information for years, and obviously seeing how other companies run their business, and the companies that end up being successful, the companies that end up, not being able to continue, unfortunately. I think we just have the knowledge of just picking all that up over the years and realizing what needs to be done. And then being professional wrestlers as ourselves, we also understand that it's certain things that can be done a little bit better from the professional wrestler standpoint. So we just took all that together and it was like, hey, I think this is something we really can do. And you talk to a couple of people who already done it, get their knowledge, get their, drop an ear to them, see if they can drop some game to you as well. And and you just put it together for yourself. You know what I mean? You have your vision of what you want to do, and our visions are pretty much parallel what we want to do with Terminus. So it's like that's really what guided us to put this together, honestly, because like I said, this was years in the making. So
Yeah.
we picked up information tidbits here and there along the way to finally, hey, now we're finally here. And those two previous events I did before definitely helped me now.
Yeah.
Now I know what to do and what not to do. So it definitely helped.
Yeah. Obviously you've been a big part of AEW over this past year or so with the pandemic and everything, working tapings. Have you been able to gain some of their support with Terminus, whether it be like advice or working with some of the wrestlers or even picking the brain of producers backstage? Have you been able to gain some support from them also?
Terminus, they really didn't know what Terminus was happening.
Oh, wow.
You know, they didn't know it was happening. Like it was this is just like I said, this is just an event that we wanted to showcase that independent wrestling is also something here for Atlanta, for the fans here. So, but when we did announce it, there was a lot of support from guys I do work at AEW. Like Chris Jericho retweeted it. He said it was awesome when I seen him the next week after he seen the video. I think Seth Rollins even retweeted it. So did Xavier Woods. And it's like, okay. I was like, okay, this is pretty awesome. You know what I mean? So this has been support after the initial announcement of Terminus. It wasn't really like I was pre-planning while I was working at AEW and trying to figure out how to do it. It was just me and John talking and back and forth about it. And it's been like a thing that we wanted to do and seen an opportunity to finally do it and just said, hey, let's do it. You know what I mean? The support I got from my AEW colleagues has been great. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it, but that shows how much they think of me and how much they think how cool this project is that we're doing.
Yes. Has it set in for you yet? I'm a very emotional person. If I was in your shoes, I'd probably be at the event crying. Are you feeling any of those emotions yet? As you get closer to the date, as these milestones start to happen, are you an emotional guy? Are you feeling any of these emotions? Is this like a big emotional task for you?
I'm not that of an emotional person. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. I mean, I was up to a certain age, and then after that, sometimes people just take the tough approach, and that's just the experiences I went through, growing up in the neighborhoods I grew up in. So I'm not too overly emotional, but I do get emotional at times. And when I get emotional at this event, hell, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to, put this event on and trying to get everybody to come to it and witness some great wrestling and witness what we have cooked up here at Terminus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how I would feel. I'll be delighted if everybody comes and pack the whole place out. Of course, I'll be delighted about that.
Manifest it. I see it. You gotta just push the positive energy into the air. No ifs. It's all whens. You gotta believe it. Before I let you go, is there anything that you want to tell the fans? Anything you want to say about Terminus? Anything you want to say in general?
Oh yeah. Thanks for all the support so far. Sales have been going really well, which has been a very pleasant surprise to me and Gresham. Also, the talent is nowhere near finished being revealed. I promise you, and Gresham probably gonna hate that I'm gonna say this. I promise you, once all the talent is revealed, you are going to want to be in that building. So I'm telling you now, get on it. Get on it right now, because we're gonna put on an event that will be remembered for everybody in the city of Atlanta, and hopefully will be remembered by everybody in this business.
Yes, I will be there. I hope you guys will be there. Can you let the people know where they can find you or where they can find out more information about Terminus?
Oh, cool. You can find me at that nice, cool layout that she made of my Twitter right there, the Emperor. That's where you will find me most active. So come holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Come holla at Submission Acronym. Also, you can find tickets at terminustickets.com, all together, no space. Also, at that website, you will get daily updates and updates on talent and match announcement when they are ready to come out, which will be very soon. So keep up to date. Also, follow the Octopus Jonathan Gresham on Twitter as well, because we both will be putting out announcements. So you want to follow us both so you don't miss on anything. And get ready. Get ready, man, because this is going to be spectacular.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Jaychele. You can find me at Jaychele Nicole on Twitter right here. Make sure you are subscribed to bodyslam.net. Like this video. Check out all the amazing stuff that Terminus is doing. Make sure you're there on January 16th. And I cannot wait to see you there. Thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.